It's a red-faced preacher that says, if you ain't saying it, I ain't saying it's a sin, but if your shorts are shorter than your testimony, you're going to hell in a handbasket. And then he's got a sign on his pulpit that says, no dancing, no drinking, no exceptions except church potlucks.
And then the sermon title is The Devil Wears Skinny Jeans.
Now, by the way, I'm a third-generation Baptist pastor.
Yeah, so Baptist, a little bit of context, emerged in the 1600s out of what's called the English separatist and Puritan movements. They are influenced by an earlier group called Anabaptists, but also have some big distinctions from them. What unites Protestants is the idea that the ultimate authority is Scripture alone. Doesn't mean we can't consult church tradition to get some good ideas of how to interpret it, but ultimately Scripture alone is the authority. It's local church autonomy. So Baptists might belong to a denomination like Southern Baptist or American Baptist or things like that, but each church gets to decide what they specifically believe there and how it is run. In terms of salvation, a strong emphasis on personal faith and conversion. And because of that, and there's a big reason why they're called Baptist, they believe in what's called believer's baptism.
You ain't dunking any babies at a Baptist church.
So they would say that you should only baptize people who have already personally placed their faith in Jesus, and that you should do it by immersion only.
What I will point out is what Paul pointed out earlier. You're going to see a lot of distinctions among the denominations based on what's called governance structure. Yes. The theological term for that is church polity or ecclesiology. Baptists historically believe in what's called a congregational ecclesiology, that the highest authority in the church is essentially just mass vote by member. As very different from one of the next denominations we're going to do. For instance, in an Episcopal denomination, it specifically is run by a governance structure of bishops that are over large groups of churches. Baptists would go, absolutely not. Local church autonomy.
Exactly. If you go to a Baptist church, probably going to be what people call is a low church experience, meaning that we'll get into things with others. With high church usually means like set liturgy that you read, the same thing every week that you always say or always do. Baptist would usually be more of what's called a low church, more informal, not always the same thing that you're going to say every week, very sermon-centered. While this actually has not always been true, now the dominant view of Baptist towards communion is that it is only symbolic. That's really important to say now because there's other denominations that will massively disagree. They would say that when you take communion, the Lord's Supper, if you've heard it called that before, that you're simply remembering what Christ has done, but that's all that there is to it.